Hi guys, this is George back here with another vlog and welcome back to Alton Towers. Yes, I am back for another vlog. Today I'm going to take you around the park, get back on all the rides and also share all of the latest updates here at the park. If you haven't already seen it, yesterday I did my Nemesis Reborn behind the scenes tour. I did a full separate video about that where I talked all about the experience, what you get as part of the experience, went round, took loads of photos and videos that you'll see in there. So if you haven't already seen that, then go and check that out. Yeah, I did that yesterday, and today I've got the full day on park. Park hours are 10 till 4 today. It's an off-peak day, so hopefully it's going to be very quiet. I got here yesterday about 2 hours before my VIP experience, so I had a bit of time to go around the park. I got on loads of rides in a really short amount of time. Everything was like 5-10 minutes, so hopefully it's going to be exactly the same today. It's going to be great for getting on loads of rides, as well as that, lots of updates to talk about around the park. So yeah, I'll talk all about those. But I'm going to start off my day with a ride on Galactica just here, advertised at 5 minutes. So Galactica has also got a single rider queue for this year as well, which is just to the right of this big entrance portal here. Of course, you've got the main entrance over there. Single riders come this way. Yeah, it's only a 5-minute main queue, so hopefully with single rider, I'm gonna walk straight on. So I've just had a ride on Galactica, really good fun there. It was nice and smooth. Single rider was really quick as well. There was only a couple people in front of me, so pretty much got on straight away, which was really good. Yeah, it's a good fun ride. It still doesn't fit in with Forbidden Valley. Of course, there were plans to retheme that within Forbidden Valley a bit more. However, that was cut, but that was cancelled due to budgets. Of course, we know that Merlin have been making a lot of budget cuts this year, especially here at Alton Towers. So hopefully that's still something that's going to happen in the future. But for now, it's still known as Galactica, and it still sticks out like a sore thumb here in Forbidden Valley. I'm now going to go for a ride on Nemesis Reborn. Toxicator is currently closed, but it's testing, so hopefully it'll be open after this. I did go for a ride on it yesterday. However, yeah, I would like to go on it again today. So yeah, I'll go for a ride on Nemesis now. This is one of my favourite rides here in the park. Absolutely love it. Of course, I did my behind the scenes tour on it yesterday, so that was fantastic. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. So yeah, let's go for a ride. So I've just had a ride there on Nemesis Reborn, only about a 5-minute queue, which was fantastic. Pretty much walked straight on. So yeah, that was really good. I love that ride so much. I love it so much more than I used to. I've always found this thing a bit overhyped. However, now, do you know what? I think I'm actually starting to get the hype for it now. I love it so much. It's a fantastic coaster, intense, smooth. It's got some amazing inversions, great layout, very unique. I love it so much, and it is a fantastic ride. Right then, I'm going to go for a ride on the Cursed Alton Manor now. Hopefully all the effects are going to be working in here. On opening day, there are a couple of things not working, so hopefully they'll be back now. So I had my ride on Cursed Alton Manor. Everything was working on there, which was fantastic. I also went on Nemesis Subterror as well, which was absolutely walk-on. And yeah, that was a really funny ride I had on Nemesis Subterror. So it started off, so of course, you watch the pre-show, and then you go down the fake elevator, and you get onto the drop towers itself. But when we sat down, there was this group next to me. There were these two ladies next to me, and one of them looked over to me and was like, "Have you been on this before?" So I said, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Is it any good?" It's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right. It's good to do." And she's like, "Oh great, I'm never gonna get this 10 minutes back." But then as soon as, like, of course, you start off by observing the egg, and then all the lights go off, and once the lights are off, you hear this cracking sound effect, like the egg is hatching, and then these are like water spray effects, spray water on you. So that was the first moment where she screamed, and then of course the lights turn back on again. You can see the egg has hatched, and then just after that the lights go off again. You drop down. That was the next section where she let out a massive scream, and then Of course, when you get to the bottom, you're in this big cave area with more of the eggs. But then also when you're in that section, there's loads of loud noises and there's like back prodders and leg ticklers that come out. And it's really loud in there, like all these effects come. It's like a loud noise and it suddenly prods you in the back. So that was the section where she really screamed. Oh my God, it was so funny on there, hearing her reactions. I love going on that ride and seeing people's reactions who don't know what to expect. You always get some great reactions from people on there. It is so funny. That's my favourite part of the ride. In terms of the actual ride itself, it's alright. I wouldn't want to wait more than like 15-20 minutes for it. However, it is good fun to do. When it's walk on, I definitely recommend it. It is a fun experience. So one of the big updates here at the park is that the Skyride is now back open. It was supposed to open at 11:30, it's just gone 11:30. It's still not open. There's a staff member saying he still doesn't know when it's going to open, so that's not ideal, especially with the fact that I have injured myself. I was looking forward to using the Skyride to get around the park. But no, it's not open, so I'm going to walk to the other side of the park, which, yeah, that's not going to be great because I've injured my foot. It hurts like mad. And yeah, I was looking forward to getting on the Skyride. Of course, I've never been on the Skyride before, so I was really looking forward to getting on it to get all the views. But this time, it is actually really useful for me to have because it's going to save me a lot of walking, which is hopefully going to help my foot get better. But no, it's still closed, so instead, I'm just going to walk to the other side of the park. He said it should be open later, so that'll be good for getting around later. Of course, you can go from Forbidden Valley to Tower Street or Dark Forest using that, which is great for transport. I did go on the one yesterday. When I got here yesterday, I did a couple rides in X Sector, and then I got on the Skyride from Tower Street to Forbidden Valley, and that was really good. It saved me a lot of time, which I really enjoyed, and you got some amazing views of Wicker Man. So yeah, I'll definitely go on there again later, and then I'll go on all the other sides as well, so I can go and see all the views. So the Congo River Rapids is also back open here at Alton Towers. It reopened about a month ago. Of course, it wasn't ready for the start of the season, needed a bit more maintenance, but it's back and it's really sunny today. So do you know what? I'm going to go for a ride on this. I don't go on this very often. I've only ever been on it a couple times, so I'm going to go for a ride. It's perfect weather for it today. So I've just been on the rapids, which was great fun. I got a tiny little sprinkle on there. And here we go, we got some of the new merch since I was last here. So yeah, these are really nice, £18 for the Runaway Mine Train. So yeah, my ride on the rapids there was absolutely hilarious. I got a tiny little sprinkle at the start, but then there were 2 points on there where a massive wave came over and the same person got it both times. So she's absolutely drenched. Everyone else got up pretty dry, if not nothing. I mean, I got a tiny sprinkle. Another 2 people on there got nothing. And then the girl obviously got the massive waves coming over her, and then the guy next to her got a little bit of that, but she definitely got the wettest on there, which was hilarious. It was like the fact she got it both times was so funny. It's like the ride was deliberately targeting her. It's like I thought I was gonna get it, but then the boat suddenly just span round to the opposite side, so she got it, and then it did exactly the same thing again later on in the ride when the second one came. So that was really funny. It's like it was deliberately targeting her to get her wet. It's a shame the waterfalls aren't on. I'd have liked the waterfalls to have been on. But you know what? It's a really good fun rapids. Some nice landscaping around it. The audio is really good. You can hear audio throughout all the ride, and then you can hear the guy talking to you as well. It's like you go down, it's like big waves ahead and things like that, like part of the story, and going around. It's a decently long ride as well. It was longer than I remember. It's way better than Rummer Rapids at Thorpe Park, like with all the audio around there. I do really enjoy that. So I'm gonna go for a ride on Wicker Man now. The Skyride is testing. However, I think it might have just stopped. I can't see any of the gondolas up here. Oh, here we go, here's one coming. There it goes. 25-minute advertised queue for Wicker Man. Not too bad. So I had my ride on Wicker Man, my favourite ride here at the park. It was absolutely brilliant, and what was really funny was I ended up with the same lady on there that I was with on Nemesis Subterra, who kept screaming. I thought I recognised her, and then I asked her, like, are you the one that was on Nemesis Subterra, who asked me if I'd been on it before? And yeah, it was funny, so we were talking about that, and she's like, oh, I didn't like how the thing's touching my legs. It was so funny. But yeah, here we go, I'm on the Skyride now, so we're going to get some nice views over Mutiny Bay and Wicker Man. So yeah, with this you head over from Towers Street to Forbidden Valley, and then Forbidden Valley is where it connects Towers Street and Dark Forest, which is where I'm headed. Here we go, it's good to have this back open. It's been closed for over 2 years.
Isn't it? But it might interest you to know that the gardens here haven't always been a lush, vibrant, green and pleasant pasture that we see today, situated in one of the wildest and most desolate moorland hills. Because of course one marvellous magical ingredient that keeps the park flowing along is always been.
Here we go then, heading into Dark Forest now. There's Rita, which is closed for maintenance at the moment. Maybe we'll see some work going on for it. Of course, these hydraulic launch coasters are a dying breed now. Oh, there's 13. Oh wow, that's actually operating. Normally that's down. It's really nice to have the Skyride back here at Towers. As you can see over there, there are the trains parked up, and there's some engineers looking at the purple train just over there. So yeah, not sure what's going on with that, but clearly some pretty significant work. This has been down for a couple weeks now. Not as long as Stealth at Thorpe Park has. However, this has been closed for a while now, and I don't think it's going to be reopening anytime soon. So I'm going to go for a ride on 13 now. Advertised 5-minute queue, but this one has also got a single rider, so hopefully this will be another one where I can just walk straight onto it. So I've just had a brilliant ride there on 13, and I'm now going to go on Hex, the Legend of the Towers, which is now back open. This again wasn't ready for the start of the season. It reopened on the 1st of April. And yeah, looking forward to getting back on this. Christmas lights Hex, let's go. So I've just had a ride on Hex, the Legend of the Towers. I do really enjoy that dark ride. It is fantastic. It's great to have it back here at the park. Of course, it's been having a lot of reliability issues over the last couple of years. It reopened last year for Scarefest, and then it was open for about a month. And then it was announced that it wasn't going to be ready for the start of the season, so it opened in April this year. So it's been open for a bit over a month. But yeah, it is great to have that back. Unfortunately, they haven't got rid of the Christmas lights in there, which is a shame, because they don't fit with the ride at all. I mean, there's a couple of things with that ride. With the lighting that they did when they, of course, the main reason it was closed was because of the ride system. They needed to make some upgrades to the ride system to make it more reliable. But while they were doing that, they also added some lighting changes. Most of it was really good, like in the queue line when you first enter into the vault as well. But then towards the end of the ride, it's got a mirror ball effect which goes on the ceiling. It's like if you're at a when you go to a disco and you see the mirror balls spinning around. I do like the look of those lights. However, does it fit with the story of the ride? No. But the main problem I have with it is the lights, the LED lights on the actual tree branch in the center of the room, because it makes it look like a Christmas tree. I don't understand why they put those there. It just doesn't seem like it really fits with the story. It's like, it feels like it's like if it was one color, if it was maybe just blue lights the whole time, maybe it would be alright. But the thing is, it flashes to different colours. It starts off like yellow, and then it goes to green and blue, and then it turns off, and then it's back onto yellow and white. It really looks like it's a colour changing Christmas tree. So I don't really understand why they did that. However, it is an absolutely brilliant ride. I love that ride system, of course, with the fact that with the room spinning to make it feel like that you're spinning itself, and the fact that you feel like you're still in the towers as well. Of course, you start off, that's the entrance to the ride just over there. You then walk through here to watch all the pre-shows. You go into the octagon there, which is where you watch the final pre-show, but then you go into a corridor, through a corridor into a separate building, which is where the vault was, because of course they couldn't build the actual ride system inside the towers, but it does a really good job at immersing you to make it feel like you are still in the towers, despite the fact that you're not, you're actually in a separate building. So yeah, really cool ride. I do really like it. The soundtrack's amazing, the theming, the storyline, I do love it. It is one of my favourite dark rides in the UK. However, I did think that maybe over the close season they might get rid of the Christmas lights because they didn't really go down very well with a lot of people, so I thought maybe they would have made some changes to that, but nope, they're still the same as it was last year. So I've just had an awesome ride on the Smiler there. I do really enjoy that ride. Some great inversions on there, especially the first one. I really like the first one when you drop down straight out of the station into that first inversion. As well as that, I really like the Batwing on there as well. That's really good fun. There's some really good inversions on there. It was running fairly smoothly as well. I mean, it's still got the typical jolty spots. However, it really isn't that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park. This is much smoother, plus it's longer and it's a lot more exciting. So yeah, it's a brilliant ride here at Towers. However, I do think I prefer Nemesis Reborn now. This was always my second favourite ride in the park since Wicker Man opened. But now, I think Nemesis Reborn might have topped it, because as much as this is a great fun ride, Nemesis Reborn is much more comfortable. So unfortunately Oblivion has gone down, otherwise I would have given that a go. But I'm going to go for a ride now on Spinball Whizzer. Advertised 15-minute queue, but this again is another one with single rider. It's good to see the Alton Towers are bringing in a lot more single rider queues now. It means that you can fill up all the seats, and if you are going on your own, then it means you can get on a lot quicker, most of the time anyway. Of course it is a bit of a risk with single rider. You never know how quick it will actually be, however, a lot of the time they can save you time. Well, that was one of the craziest rides I've had on Spinball Whizzer. That was crazy. The spinning was so fast in there, especially the first half of it. That was brilliant. Really enjoyed that. Very intense. I walked straight onto it with single rider as well, which is really good. Spinball Whizzer is a great ride here at Alton Towers. It's not got the highest throughput, so it does tend to get some big queues, especially with the fact that it's close to the entrance of the park as well. A lot of people go there straight at the beginning of the day, and also at the end of the day as well. It tends to be between this and Wicker Man that a lot of people go to right at the start, and they get some big queues throughout at the start and the middle of it and the end of the day. But if you come to Spinball Whizzer throughout the middle of the day, hopefully it'll be nice and quiet. Of course, it'll still be busy sometimes, but you can get some quiet rides on there if you come here later on in the afternoon. So I'm in CBeebies land now, and I thought I'd just come over to see if there's any preparation work happening for the new coaster that's going to be opening here next year. Of course, Postman Pat's Parcel Post we know is going to be closing to make way for this new coaster. We still don't know what the coaster's actually going to be in terms of the manufacturer. We've seen the blueprints for it in the layout plans, and yeah, so it probably isn't going to be too much longer until we actually see this close. Of course, bear in mind they've got to actually remove this area, and then all of the foundations for the coaster, then the actual building of the coaster itself. So it probably won't be too long until this closes. So now I'm in Towers Trading, and we've got this new pin badge for the Skyride, which is really nice. Of course, we still got all the pins from the start of the season as well, all the 2025 ones. This one's new for Galactica as well. Really nice. So I've just had another ride on Wicker Man, queued about 20 minutes for it. I was on the back row, and that was absolutely flying around the track. That was crazy, a brilliant ride there. While I was in the queue, I was thinking, like, do I prefer Nemesis to Wicker Man? Is Nemesis my favourite in the park now? No, after that ride, Wicker Man is still definitely my favourite here in the park. It is a fantastic coaster, so fast, nice and smooth, great theming, great story. It is a fantastic coaster. So now I'm going to head back on the Skyride, go over to Forbidden Valley, probably get one more ride on Galactica on the way out, and then I'm going to end the day here at the park. park, I think there's only about half an hour. I haven't actually checked the time since I got off Wicker Man, but I think it was about 1:30 by the time I got on, so there's about half an hour left of the day. So I've just had an interesting 15 minutes there. I had my ride on Galactica, which was great, but then we got into a brake run and we got stuck, and we were stuck on the brake run for probably about 15 minutes in the flying position. So it wasn't the most comfortable. I've now got a massive bruise on my leg thanks to the restraint on there. Conveniently, it's also on the leg where I've hurt my foot as well, so that's even, I can barely walk on it even more now. What was really funny on there was the fact that there was this group of girls on the row in front of me, and we're, we must have been on the brake run for about 3 or 4 minutes at this point, and one of them just suddenly shouts really loudly for the whole train to hear, "Why are we stuck?" It's like, that was so funny. And then closer to when we got brought back into the station, she's just like, "My boobs are hurting now," and she just keeps screaming because, like, "I've come for a nice day out." It's like, we're stuck on Galactica. It was so funny hearing all of her comments. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable being stuck on there on the brake run for that long. But you know what? It was a good ride and it was funny. It was a funny way to end the day. But yeah, it's been a good day here at Alton Towers. Really enjoyed it. Got on lots of rides. Of course, with me being injured, that hasn't helped. However, I would have got on a lot more rides. I would have been able to run around the park and get on a lot more rides in that case. Because of that, it hasn't really happened as much, but I've still got on lots of rides. I've still had a great time. Shame that the hours are fairly short. However, do you know what? It has been quiet today, so I can understand why. It does make sense that they're closing at 4 o'clock when it's as quiet as this, especially the final couple of hours. Everything was like 20 minutes max, so most things were like 5-10 minutes, and then there was a couple like 20-minute queues, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. Ride availability hasn't been too bad either. Towards the end of the day, there were a few more rides closed. Oblivion has been closed since I was over there. That hasn't reopened. Also, Toxicator went down as well. So yeah, a few rides have gone down today, but you know what? It was nowhere near as bad as it was on opening day. There were loads of rides going down that day. Ride availability seems to have been getting better so far this year at Alton Towers compared to the last couple of years, which is good from what I've been hearing from other people visiting the park as well. So that is definitely good. Great to have the Skyride back, Congo River Rapids and Hex as well. They were great to get back on. And yeah, it has been a really nice day. And of course, yesterday I did my behind the scenes tour of Nemesis Reborn as well, so check that video out if you haven't already seen it. But that's now the end of this vlog here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.